So here we have just a common black Bokken. It's a hardwood Bokken, and it's actually surprisingly straight. And maybe for some of the people that have gotten some Bokkens in the past, you'll know that you can buy some stuff that's pretty crooked, but this is, for the most part, pretty straight. It's a good Bokken. It's a good weight. And I do like it if I'm going to be doing just kind of a quick warm-up or anything like that. But also, I've been, I've seen some different sources of really heavy Bokkens. And I actually bought a Bokken not too long ago that I thought would be really good for this purpose. And it turned out to be really light, but it had the shape I wanted. But anyways, I spent some time looking for training tools, especially like a really heavy Bokken, and I couldn't find one. And so, in this absence, it's probably been a couple months now since I've made any kind of relevant video to anything I'm doing. I've been getting into bushcrafting and woodworking, and with that, I had the idea that I can make my own Bokken, and I have enough woods for it. And so what I did was I went out and found a really tall hickory tree with about, I think I counted 8 other hickory trees around it, so I didn't feel too bad about taking it. But I'm going to be making a lot of stuff with this wood since I'm kind of getting into it and playing around, and decided to make with one section of the tree that I cut down, and actually already had a natural curve to it. And so I kind of started carving out a shape to a Bokken, and I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on the past couple weeks and what I intend to do with it. So this is my O-Bokken. This thing is a solid piece of hickory. I've been carving down pretty much everything you see has either been removed with a knife, specifically a Mora knife. I think it's like the companion, but for the majority of the shape being, and actually for most of the smoothing out, I use the knife. So you can see in this handle, without any kind of sandpaper, which is going to be the last step that I'm going to take into making this thing really smooth and shaped up very nicely. I've been taking this off with a hatchet and doing some kind of finer work with the knife. But as you can see, this thing is huge, and actually maybe you can't see, so I'm going to back out. And probably the best way to show you how big it actually is, put it right next to the other Bokken. So we have the black Bokken. And as you can see, the lengthwise, it's got probably like 30% more length, but look at how thick this training sword I've started to carve out actually is. It's huge, and it's actually really heavy. It's probably about 10 to 15 pounds, but at the same time, I'm going to be working with this, and until I actually build up the strength, I'm looking at this as more of a breathing and almost Tai Chi / meditation type training tool, just because the enormous weight can really hurt your joints, your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders if you're not careful and if you haven't trained to build up to it. This black Bokken is probably like 1 pound, and I can already tell you, I've been training with this thing as I've been removing wood and kind of feeling it out for the past week and a half, and I'm already seeing huge improvements in my overall strength. I really can't stress it enough. If you are willing to spend the time kind of doing slow form posture training with your Iaido, or just like, you know, basic cuts and stuff, this is something that can really help improve your overall strength, fitness, and form, because something this heavy is not something you can swing inefficiently. And this being as heavy as it is, it'll point out your inefficiencies really quick. You'll either feel pain in some of your joints like your elbows or your wrists, or you'll get winded really fast. So I'm going to try to give you like a little overview of how thick this thing actually is. I mean, now I'm not finished here, and this is where I'm actually going to take the hatchet back out and kind of, you know, take that out to make a point, and then I'm going to come in with a sander and actually put real bevels on this. And as you can see, it's kind of elementary right now in its shape, but it has the overall shape of a training sword and a real sword, for that matter. It's taken a lot of time. I've kind of been, you know, shaping it up, and at the same time trying to let it dry properly, but it's pretty straight. Let's see if I can. So I'm going to end up sanding this thing. I'm going to stain it with something, and then who knows, I mean, I'm going to try to customize it. I actually started sawing this off to make the handle a little bit shorter and regular. You can see, you know, there's a little bit of a wobble to it, but like right there, that's pretty straight. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm probably going to take off another couple pounds just in the final touches with like shaping everything up and sanding it. But I'm really excited, and I have huge pieces of this hickory. This is actually the smallest piece, so it's towards the top of the tree where it actually started to curve. And so that's what kind of gave me the idea, and I'm really thankful for that. But I'll show you guys how I actually started training with this thing in another video, and go over kind of, you know, a little checklist when you are training with something this heavy, because this is probably about 5 times as heavy as you know, a functional carbon steel sword or some other comparable steel without a bohee. Probably 5 times heavy as the heaviest sword you could find on the market with those kind of, you know, specs. But my way of thinking is, if I can build the strength to use this with, you know, relative agility and efficiency, what could I do with this black Bokken, you know? Is this something that would, you know, help your overall strength, your arm strength, your back strength, even your core? Because I will say a lot of this, using this so far, what I've noticed is how well it actually teaches you how to stand, how to step when you're cutting, how to finish your cut and follow through with your cut. Because it's so heavy, you really have to have your body behind it, and you can't just be swinging it around or flailing it, because the momentum will either, you know, make you hit the floor or hurt your joints or something like that, or strain your muscles, anything like that. So it's been a really good tool, and I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like when it's all finished up. I just want to kind of give you guys a little brief introduction to it. I'm going to call it the Dokkodo. But hopefully I'm going to be putting out some more videos, so thanks for all the people that support my channel and support what I'm doing or are interested in what I'm doing. But have a good night, guys.